Hello there and welcome to my YouTube channel, Julie McNeilcraft. So I am doing my Take 5 Friday. I personally think I'm ill. I've still got at least 4 days to get this done, and normally I'm doing it the night before. So you know, this is me cooking on gas. I think I've just started filming today and just gone for it and just kept going. I am just going to find the prompts for you just now. So we have 3 different mediums, for example, paint, pencils, ink, etc. Orange and black, a brad, a coupon, ribbon and ticket. So I had just pulled out my gelatos and things, but I'm suddenly thinking that I could I might use some spray. And also, I've not really used any of these craft pages in my journal as yet, and I'm getting on quite well with this journal. I'm actually kind of getting bits of it done. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of gesso on it. The reason being that when I start to get my orange on there, I want it to stand out and be a nice and bright orange, and it's going to look more orange if I do white first. Now I have to have a little giggle with you girls. Well, we've all been having a bit of a giggle. When the prompt of Brad was there, sometimes, like, you know, we're asking, oh, what do you mean by this and that? And the only Brad that some of the girls could think of was Brad Pitt. Which I think is hilarious. So, you know, there has been searching through DVD cover things and all sorts. You know, so we may get some interesting. I think that's hilarious. I really hope one of the girls actually does it and actually sticks Brad Pitt on their journal page, because I just think that would be hilarious. Absolutely brilliant. Right, I am just going to grab my heat gun, and some of that's a bit thick because it's nice thick 13 arch gesso, and I'm just going to heat gun it, and then we'll work out what we are doing next. I am quite tempted to, seeing as we're using 3 different mediums, I'm quite tempted to bring out my sprays, but we'll see. I don't know. Orange and black is not a combo I go for very often, to be honest. Right, so we've got gesso. Does that count as a medium? I'm saying so. I'm sure I'll end up putting more on it anyway. I don't think I really need to stress at this point, because I'm sure I'll end up with enough mediums. Right, I am going to grab some gelatos. Let's get some of these lovely oranges and yellows. We will get those going. So I'm just going to scribble some of these on and we'll see what happens. I have absolutely no plan whatsoever, and this is one of these things I like about this challenge, is it quite often, look at that, that's a luscious colour. What's this one called? Orange soda. I mean, look at that. That is, I mean, we're talking proper neon there. Right, so that's me got a little bit of colour on. These are water reactive, so just to sort of blend that in and make it look a bit more sensible, rather than a 2-year-old has grabbed hold of your journal and started scribbling in it. Let's get some of that out like so, and just smudging that like so. Look at that, that is just so fabulously bright and fabulous. Okay, yeah, I think let's give that a little wandered under. So yeah, we've got gesso, that's a medium, I'm sure that's a medium, and we've got the gelatos, and then we'll see how we go from there. Okay, now I think I'm going to get some, actually I don't have a huge amount in the way of tickets, so the only thing I do have is these sort of embellishment tickets, which don't really go with the project, so I'm going to get them on fairly quickly, so that we can just sort of have them as a texture in the background. So I am I'm going to, let's get those, actually I'm just going to put those ones down. Let's get these ones down. And that said they are tickets, but they're ones, it's all I could find. I don't really have any tickets or coupons. It's not like I've travelled on the train or the bus anytime recently to save any of those to put in my journal, so we'll go with this. We'll go with what we have. It's not, doesn't really suit the page, but we'll get the texture from it, and then we'll pop some mediums and things over that. Right, so those are stuck down. Now I'm going to grab some of, excuse me, grab some washies and things. Let's get some washies down. Keep using the same ones all the time, but I happen to be loving this washi right now. And this is going to bring some of my black in as well, and I think I'm going to bring some black in with stamping. So let's get some of this washi down. I also seem to put the numbers upside down all the time. I'm not really sure what that's about. I just sort of don't really pay attention. I just sort of grab the washi and stick it down and hope for the best. Right, let's, got that. It's all looking quite good. Right, now I think I'm going to grab some more gesso. I'm just going to get some of this colour over some of these elements there, blend it into the page a little bit, and then let's see, I think I am really tempted to get some of my sprays out, so I'm just going to pause the camera and let's see what we've got. Okay, so I've grabbed my Dina Wakley gloss sprays because I've not played with these too much, and these are all kinds of amazing. The only thing is you do need to make sure that you clean your nozzle as you go. So I'm just going to put a layer of this orange down, like so, and it's an acrylic spray. Now what is really cool about these is they are designed to sort of play together, but they blend together really well, but the colours don't blend. It's like the layers blend. But the other thing is, because it is an acrylic spray, it dries, when it dries it's like a gloss plastic, so you just need to make sure you clean your nozzle straight after. Okay, so normally these colours would mix and you would get the colours would mix, but what tends to happen is the colour that you lay on first will start to come through the colour that you bring on second. It's very clever stuff. So you almost get like cells of, I'm just actually going to spray, you almost get like the cells like you would if you had done like a paint pour effect. I'm just going to grab that and stick that in another page. There we go, I'll just put that in there for just now. Now the other thing she does say is just to sort of let it dry. Yeah, I think I need to bring out another colour for you to really sort of see that. I think those two colours are quite close for you to see what I mean about the colours coming through. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit of turquoise, not a lot, because obviously I want the page to be mostly orange and things. But you get all this strange, the cells coming through, and so like you're not getting like purples and greens because the colours aren't mixing together, but the product is, and they're sort of pushing each other and repelling each other away, and it's the first layer that will do the most repelling, so the colour you put on first is the one that will get that you'll get the most. I'm not quite liking the way that that's pulling just on that ticket there, so I'm just going to lift that. Dina does say that you shouldn't force dry it, you should leave it do its own thing, but well, actually I've got a bit of fussy cutting to do, so I will just leave it to dry. I was thinking of using one of my new girls because she's orange as well, so I'm just going to fussy cut her out, and then we can see where it all is when we're at that stage. Okay, so I'm going to do a bit of stamping now to bring in some black. I mostly left that to dry naturally, and then I've got this girl, but I'm going to have to bring some of that washi and stuff a bit further down so that she's standing on something a bit more, or we'll do something. We'll work something out, that's fine. So I'm just going to, so we've had gesso and gelato and spray, and now I'm going to be using ink. So I think we've covered the 3 mediums. It depends whether we're wanting to view gesso as a medium. But I reckon so. And I'm about to stamp with an ink, so I definitely think I'm covered, even if gesso doesn't cover me. So I am taking my little dotty stamp from, I think it's Sorted Mushrooms stamp set, and I'm just going to add some polka dots. Now this page is behind one that's got fabric on it, so it might not stamp overly evenly, but I'm just trying to get a bit more black into it, as the main colour combination is obviously meant to be orange and black. But yeah, so I'm just sort of trying to add that in, but these dots are really quite bold, so I thought that was a good way of sort of getting a bit of the black in, and also just sort of creating a bit of interest across the page a little bit. So we'll see how we get on with that. Quite liking where that's going. So we've got that, and then I've got my Stamplamentals stamp set as well. So with sort of like text detail on it. So again, I'm just using these elements to add. Actually, there's a few bits on this Stamplamental stamp set. Actually, there's these sort of little stitched rings. So let's put some of those on, and then I'll put the text detail on. So I'm just adding lots of different elements to that. So we've got a bit of stamping on there. It's just helping to bring the page to life a bit. And then, as I said, I'm going to put a tiny bit of text detail on as well. This time I'm just going to push my stamp into the ink, because I'm not even going to bother with an ink pad, a stamp block. I'm just trying to get a bit of extra texture, and as I said, I'm just trying to make that black a little bit bolder, because obviously the main colour scheme is meant to be orange and black. So I think we've done that now. And as I said, I'm just wanting to bring in, I'm just trying to see where I've plonked it, it's over there, bring my washi in. So we've done the black and orange, we've done the 3 mediums, we've done the coupons. So what's that? Black and orange, mediums, coupons, that's 3 of them. There's a brad, so I'll have to remind myself what the 4th one was. Right, so I'm going to put some more of this, oops, down again, and I'll just sort of knock back the darkness of that again. And again, it's just layer upon layer upon layer upon layer, and I love that about journals. I love being able to sort of look into a page and you just keep seeing details going on forever. And as I said, the other thing is I'm wanting to bring this tape a bit further down the page, just so we've got a bit of grounding for our little girl. Bring that here as well. Right. Okay. Right, so because I've cut her with a little board, actually I was going to think, well, I was going to say I'm just going to colour tint the edges of it because I'm working on craft, but then she stands out quite nicely because we've had the white, we've got a bit of the white in the background, but yeah, I think I'm still just going to go in and just sort of colour tint that white and knock that back a bit. It should sort of just blend into the page that little bit easier. So I think this is Cami. And then the other thing that I was going to do is she is wearing a fabulous belt, and I have my brad, which is a I've got this brad here that's a big button, so I was thinking that we could just replace her belt with a button. So I'm just going to poke a hole through this, like so. And let's just, brad's kind of just like a split pin really. So now she's got a big black, big black button. That's a bit too black now for me. Of course. So I'm going to possibly grab some Nouveau Mousse or something just to even that out. Trying to work out where I kind of want her. Yeah, let's have her standing there. We'll add some grinding. No problem at all. So let's get some glue on this. So, and I'm just going to double check the prompts because I feel like I'm short of one, but I can't remember what one I'm short of. So let's pop that on like so. I think I prefer her there just with the way the background stamps are. Right, so we'll pop her there. It just means that we're going to have to work on grinding her a little bit better. Right, I think we're going to have to get some of the gel medium just because we've got quite a lot of mediums underneath there, and especially that gloss spray. It's just going to be, it's like now like a shiny acrylic, it's just going to be that little bit harder to stick it down. So when your gel medium comes in, because gel medium literally will stick anything to anything. So let's get that stuck down properly. Like so. There we go. Right, so that's that. I am needing to ground her, so it's an opportunity to bring in another medium. So let me go and grab some pencils. Okay, find out what the other prompt was. It's ribbon. That's another one. Brads aren't my favourite. Ribbon's not my favourite. But I found this leaf ribbon. So I'm going to put that in because that'll help to add a bit of texture, and it's also quite autumnal, which I think is probably what we're going for with the black and orange, and also that little girl's all sort of cosy, so I thought we'll add this. I probably will knock this ribbon and that brad back with maybe some Nouveau Mousses or something like that. And then that'll be yet another medium, so we'll have definitely done our 3, so we're all good. Right, so I'm thinking that so we've got that. Right, so let's get some I'm going to get some pencils. I kind of want it, I'll just grind her to start off with. I'm not going to do anything too fancy, I'm just going to pull and get a bit of grinding going on. So I'm just going to do some browns, and then I'm going to just scribble up as well, just to sort of give it a softer foliagey sort of look. And I might even just bring in a little bit of green as well, so that makes sense, but I've gone for a deep foresty green. Right, I've got that. I do think, especially when you use the characters, you want them to be grounded a little bit. I might sort of try and rub in some gesso because it's probably just a little bit stark, but just so it sort of ties in with the rest of the page. Let's bring in a bit of gesso as well. Okay, right, I'm going to grab my gel medium again because we are going to need it to get this ribbon on. underneath and a bit on top, so that we've got the texture. This will dry clear, so we're all good. So let's get some of that on. Yes, I didn't know what my plan was when I started. I never very rarely do, but this definitely, it's not anything I would have expected. So don't forget with the Take 5s that we love it if you join in. So if you use the hashtag Take5Art, Kyra will put you on a playlist. Also, we'll all try and come and find you and comment and stuff like that. But it's, I always find it amazing that we can all, there's like 12 of us in the group, and we can all take the same prompts and get really different results. But when you guys all sort of join in as well, and you know what, that is where I started. I used to join in the Take 5 before I was part of the team. I used to sort of do it before I was part of the team, and I do like it. I love the fact that you do end up sort of doing things that you wouldn't normally have. Like, there's no way. I'm not a ribbon fan at the best of times, especially not in a journal. I mean, I struggle enough with it on a card, but in a journal, nah, especially not. It's not something I would automatically pick up. But then you find yourself pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, doing something that you wouldn't have normally thought you would have, and then liking the results. So it's worth sort of giving it a try. I'm going to bring even more of this washi in because I can. Because I just still, bottom half of this page just isn't quite working for me yet. But we will get there. I think I'm kind of needing to bring washi into other places now as well, just so it makes a bit more sense. Because at the minute it's just still, it's kind of, yeah, this bit at the bottom's not right. And I'm just going to have to keep faffing about till it is, and I'm not quite sure what we need, but we'll work it out. I'm hoping the wash is going to fix it. It's not quite yet. Right, let's give this a little blast with the heat gun, and I will have a little contemplate. Okay, so I've got some copper Nouveau Mousse, and I'm going to firstly sort of rub over this button. It's not quite as shiny. Knock that back a little bit, and then I'm thinking that I might sort of rub some over some of these leaves as well, and then it's another colour and texture that we can sort of get into building up our page how we want it, and that'll make those especially with the gold. Sometimes I find gold a bit, I don't know, a bit tacky looking, and I think sort of I've been able to do things like this and add in different shades into it, because obviously like it just brings it into that sort of coppery look. I'm going to bring some of this into some of the background as well actually. It's just, I don't know, the piece is just needing something, and I'm not quite sure what, but this is the thing, if it's not right, just keep working till it is, until you are happy, and you know, you get there eventually. I'll bring that up here as well. Right, getting there. Getting there. Right, I'm going to contemplate getting a sentiment of some description. So I've got travel, because she's on her travels. So, there, travel. Genuine. Oops. Okay, what have I got? Wander. Since we're travelling, may as well wander as well. Tap. We're down there. Okay. So I'm getting there. Okay. Move my tea out of the way so you can actually see see the page. Right, I think I'm going to grab one of my pens now and let's get a brush nib, a medium one I think. Yeah, it's alright. This is not my normal style, but to be honest I don't normally work with craft card either, but as I said, I'm fair getting through this journal, but I kind of keep sticking to the watercolour pages of it, which ironically were my least favourite pages, because I don't like the way the watercolour moves on it. But I'm sort of needing to get in and use some of the other substrates on here as well. So when it was like orange and black, I was thinking, oh, that works really well with the craft card, so we'll give that a go. So I'm just doing very loose scribbles, and I've got no control. I'm holding the pen really high up the pen, and that is deliberate. It's because I want a loose, imperfect line, and it looks very loose and it looks very free. So that is good. So sorry, I'm just slightly off screen there as I'm doing that. Oops. Very loose on this side. Okay. Oh yeah, got that like so. And then I'm thinking that if I just grab a piece of paper and we will cover her up. So I'm trying to find a piece of paper that's not the back of a stamp set. There we go. It's mostly covered up there. And I'm going to grab my black dilution ink spray and we'll just get some splatters going on the page as well. Because, you know, black splatters tend to finish everything. Right, I'm just actually going to turn my page as well, because I always find that when your splatters are multi-directional, they look a bit more, look better. Personally, that's just my personal opinion. Actually, I might since black is one of the prompts as well, so we're adding plenty of black in. I think it seems black as one of the prompts as well. I'm going to just build up the black just here and amongst these leaves. Right, I'm going to get a brush with just to try and move this a little bit, but just, yeah, maybe if we darken this corner here. It's got quite a lot of mediums to go, so we're going to end up with quite an uneven look because it's sort of sitting on top of those. I can see it beading up a bit, so it's going to take a little while to sort of sink into the page. But you know, it's going on top of the gel medium and the sprays and the gelatos, and all of them have got quite a glossy, silky finish, so it's not going to go on overly evenly, but it might just sort of deepen this corner up a bit. I'm going to completely go for it now actually. Let's get a bigger brush and just bring black right into this corner. Just make this corner really quite dark, give it some contrast. I have to get a bit of spray to, now this, I love my page behind here, so I just need to be careful I don't end up damaging it. I'll have to see if it, yeah, it's not quite, I thought I was finished and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, let's add black. And then what I might do as well is just bring a little bit here as well. Right, so what I need to do is get that moving with water a little bit so it's not quite as stark. Well, not stark, that's not what I mean. That there's not quite such a definite line, that there's a bit more movement. I just want it to look a bit looser, yeah. And here as well, just see, I kind of want it just for it to look a bit more loose. Yeah, it's blending in there and doing all sorts of interesting stuff. That's kind of cool. Okay, I don't want black running through to my other pages, so I'm just going to pick that up before it starts travelling down at the gusset, because you don't want a soggy gusset, especially on a black one. Right, I'm just going to loosen this as well so that we've got sort of more, as I said, a looser, drippier feel as opposed to it being quite a stark line. I'm just going to do that, and I might even just pick that up with a rag a little bit. Okay, so yeah, that was kind of an unexpected ending, but yeah. I think I'll try and thingy that with a heat gun and see how it turns out. Not damage my page underneath, that's good. Right, let's just give this a wee dry. Okay, so that is my page all finished. I'm just going to check the lovely prompts that Vicky gave us. So we've got 3 different mediums, i.e. paint, pencil, ink, etc. We've got gelatos, we've got sprays, we've got mousse, we've got ink, we've got gesso, so I think we've got that one covered. Orange and black. Brad, which we've got in her little belt there, a coupon, which was those little tickets that are right in the background there. They've ended up being a texture. Ribbon, we've got the leaf ribbon there, and yeah, so that is me managed all the 5 prompts. I hope you have enjoyed it here. Please do check out what all the other lovely ladies do, because it is so inspiring. Honestly, it really is so inspiring seeing how everybody just takes the same prompts in completely different directions. It's brilliant, I love it. So please do check out all of them. If you have enjoyed it here, if you have enjoyed crafting with me today, please do consider liking and subscribing, and I'll be back again with you very soon. Okay, take care then, and goodbye.